side of history. 120 years ago, history took off at Kill Devil Hills in North Carolina with the Wright Brothers' first flight. Festivities will take place Sunday on the Outer Banks.
And for those of us that just can't make the trip to Kitty Hawk, Chief Transportation Correspondent and pilot herself, May Bueller, is in Spencer with the next best thing.
We're here at the North Carolina Transportation Museum with a remarkable replica of the Wright Flyer. Now, you know, the first powered flight took place back in 1903 by Orville Wright. Now, both he and his brother Wilbur, they took turns with the test flights and landed in the history books. But, you know, part of the original airplane, parts of it landed in outer space. Wait, what?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Xavier Klonowski is in charge of collections at the North Carolina Transportation Museum, where the Wright Flyer is a favorite with visitors.
So this is a 1-1 replica of the first Wright Flyer. It is a 1-1, so it is the exact size that the Wright Flyer is, and it came to us from the folks down at Kitty Hawk.
The famed Wright Flyer represents the world's first successful powered flight with a pilot on board. It flew 120 feet in 12 seconds with Orville at the flight controls at a speed of 6.8 miles per hour across the ground. The flying machine that launched the space age by a quarter mile has since soared into history on the Red Planet.
And liftoff.
A piece of its fiber made the 300 million mile journey, hitching a ride aboard NASA's Perseverance rover.
A small portion of the original Wright Flyer was attached to the Ingenuity helicopter, which is currently on Mars and had the pleasure of being the first flight on Mars as well. So a little bit of history on Earth got to continue its legacy on the Red Planet.
Additionally, the Wright Flyer was present for two of humankind's greatest flight achievements, not only the first powered controlled flight in 1903, but the first human lunar landing in 1969.
Neil Armstrong took a small piece with him aboard Apollo 11, so a part of the Wright Flyer has been to the moon, and it has since come back. And I believe last I checked, it was still in the Smithsonian.
And that's not all. A swatch from the wing of the original Wright Flyer flew into orbit with John Glenn aboard Space Shuttle Discovery in 1998.
Liftoff of Discovery with a crew of 6 astronaut heroes and 1 American legend.
So when John Glenn returned to space aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery, he was lucky enough to be able to take a small piece of the Wright Flyer with him as well.
It is now displayed on a plaque in the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, where the original Wright Flyer is on display.
So here we are 120 years later, and the Wright Flyer is still as impressive as it was on day one.
For those of you aviation enthusiasts who can't get enough of this stuff, the museum will host a special event in the spring called Wind and Wings that you are invited to. And we're all looking forward to spring 2024 with the grand opening of the Sullenberger Aviation Museum in Charlotte. It is a Smithsonian affiliate. In Spencer, May Bueller, Queen City News.